Blade. Blade.
What hit me?
As I pray. Unlimited boat works. Don't worry about it. You have work to do.
Well, okay, but why am I tied to this chair?
So you don't run away?
Run away? Oh, hell no! I am not watching Fate Kaleid Liner Season 4!
Don't worry, you don't have to watch Season 4.
Oh, thank God.
You're going to watch the special shorts from Seasons 2 and 3.
Ah!
Come on, it won't be that bad.
I've had enough of Kaleid Liner! Let me out of here!
Look, just finish these shorts and you're done.
Okay, fine, but I'm still not reviewing Season 4 until you play DMC.
Deal.
Well, let's get on with it then. Yes, there's more torture to be had with this series. 2VI and 2VI Herz had special short episodes on the DVD and Blu-ray discs as bonus features. For the DVDs that I used for this review, there's only one OVA special for Season 1, and that was the Field Day Dance-Off episode, which I already talked about, so I'm going to be focusing primarily on Season 2 and 3 special episodes. Let's go ahead and get this over with. These are the OVA specials for Fate Kaleid Liner 2VI and 2VI Herz. Our first short starts with Illya and Kuro getting dressed, because we haven't seen enough scantily clad lolis in this series. Illya notices that Kuro is already wearing a bra, despite them both supposedly having the exact same body shape. She then gets all self-conscious about her chest not being as big yet. Kuro claims that she wears one because that if she doesn't wear one, she's going to develop improperly, and Illya starts asking for advice from the rest of the family on how to handle this. We also get some shots of Kuro harassing Sella, a lot of talk about women's chests and how they're supposed to develop, and so on and so on. The short ends with Illya trying on some of Sella's bras, and Sella and Kuro find her, and Illya is really embarrassed about it. Liz comes in and says that she never wears a bra because they just hurt her, proving that Kuro's claim was wrong, and that Illya just embarrassed herself all for nothing. Moving on. The next short starts with Kuro not feeling very well. She looks feverish, and Liz starts caring for her. She tells Illya that Kuro has a cold. It turns out that Kuro's just low on mana, so this means this is going to be another makeout session episode. However, Liz doesn't know about the mana transfer process, so she refuses to let Illya in the room. Liz tries several techniques to get Kuro to feel better, including getting Kuro to sweat out her sickness, and demands that she strips. And of course, Ruby is acting like a pervert again. Can somebody please kill that freaking stick already? Liv starts giving Kuro a rubdown and decides to take her top off as well to make Kuro less self-conscious, but it doesn't seem to help in the slightest. Sella comes home and needs Liz's help, so Illya finally gets to come in, and we have our pedo fan service moment that I'm not going to show, and Liz comes back in, finding them kissing. Illya then explains that it's actually a healing method, and Liz apparently falls for it. However, because Ilya's face became flushed, she thinks that Illya now has a cold, and Liz tries to kiss her. Sella comes in, finding the attempted smooch, and then smacks Liz with a giant radish.
Ouch.
Apparently Sella just likes to assault people who try to kiss Illya, especially if it's over a misunderstanding. Our next short is going to focus on Ruby. Hey, Rio?
No, I will not shoot you in the head.
You had no problem shooting me in the back, though.
Get back to the review.
I'll get you for this. Ruby is stressed out because she doesn't think she's been active enough during the combat portions of the show lately.
Lately, all I've been doing during the battles is just explaining things.
You don't say! Isn't that what I said one of her biggest flaws was back when I first started reviewing this trash heap? That Ruby talks too much?
I want to be a much more active participant.
No, we don't need that! The show would be infinitely better if you were never active again!
I believe this is a job for one of my forbidden secret devices.
Please, God, tell me it's a self-destruct button. So after some exposition, they explain that Ruby is going to activate simulation mode.
Basically, it allows one to act out their fantasies as though in a dream.
That actually sounds like something useful for once. Okay, to summarize, this mode lets Ruby turn anybody into a Kaleido magical girl. She starts with Sella. Too bad for Ruby, Sella only uses Ruby for her chores. Ruby is disappointed and then tries to use Liz next. Liz only uses her to make snacks and as a remote for the TV. Ruby then goes out and about and finds Taiga Fujimura.
I can fly!
Now, what would you like to do first?
Rid this planet of all evildoers!
What?
I'll make sure they never laugh or cry again!
This one's just actively seeking to commit violence.
Fujine is a superhero and is getting on Ruby's nerves. I'd watch the heck out of that! Unfortunately, Ruby doesn't like this idea, so we'll have to settle for Taiga's cameo in Grand Order. Ruby ends up where she belongs among the garbage until Bazette comes along and finds her.
Well, that's from Zolricht.
Ouch! Help!
Ruby ends up in the trash and then beat up by Bazette? This is the best short in the whole series. Can we just end it right here so we can go out on a high note?
Let me handle this. Sapphire punch! Oh!
Close enough. Well, that's all for the 2VI shorts. Now on to 2VI Herz. We start the short with the three main characters watching a movie about cats. Kuro then asks Shuro if he likes cats. He says yes, so this gives Kuro and Ruby an idea. Using Kuro's magic and the Cloud 6 transformation abilities, Miyu and Kuro spend time turning into various lowly cat girls, and Ruby is drooling over the whole thing, telling them to do different suggested poses, and so on and so on. Of course, the creepiest short out of all of them would be on the Season 3 DVDs. There's literally nothing else to comment on except at the very end when they bring back the bad joke from Season 1 that Illya has a desire switch that gets flipped, and then the short just ends. Next short, we find Kuro trying on a hoodie with cat ears. It never ends! The lowly cat girls are gonna haunt me forever! Fortunately, it's nothing that skimpy. Illya comes in and says that these clothes are actually hers. Ruby then suggests that Kuro make her own clothes, despite Kuro already mentioning back in the previous short that she kind of already does that. Illya then says that she really wants to try on a lot of clothes that she doesn't have, and since she and Kuro are identical, she demands that Kuro create the clothes and model for her.
Too much effort. In that case, I won't be able to give you any more mana. Huh?
So, if your cousin, sister, clone thing doesn't model clothes for you, you're not going to give her any more mana. She needs mana to survive. You're telling me that if she doesn't do the superficial favor for you, you're just going to let her die? Great, just great. Thanks a lot, Kaleid Liner. You even managed to make Illya unlikable! We get a montage of Kuro posing with a lot of different clothes until Illya tries to take them from her. Illya tries to show Shiro and leaves the room. However, because the clothes are made of Kuro's mana, if they get too far away, they'll disappear. And Illya ends up flashing Shiro by accident. And that expression that he makes sums up the only proper reaction to this series as a whole. I'm just glad there wasn't any Shiro abuse there at the very end.
Oh, Illya! How wonderful that you never betray my expectations!
Shut the up, Ruby!
It's okay. The last 3 shorts on the DVDs don't even focus on Illya or Ruby that much.
Do you swear?
I swear.
Okay, let's finish this then. This short is actually a two-parter. It focuses on Nanaki trying to get revenge on Rin and Illya again. Apparently, they hurt her sister again. Her plan is to learn how to fight and beat them to a pulp.
That's not something an elementary school girl should be doing.
That right there is the perfect summary of Kaleid Liner. All we need now is Shiro's shocked and disgusted expression from the previous short with that line of dialogue looping. That's all you need if someone asks how fake Kaleid Liner is.
That's not something an elementary school girl should be doing.
But her plan's not going to be as easy as it seems, because Illya can apparently imitate Chun-Li, and Rin does a pretty good Darth Maul impression. Nanaki decides to take up martial arts training from Tatsuko's family dojo. This martial arts style focuses primarily on countering, as the sensei demonstrates. He even manages to beat Kuro. And I think we get an Akuma reference? Nanaki picks it up very quickly and lays a smackdown on the sensei with just one move. And this breaks Tatsuko's brain.
Wait, we're continuing this?
I wish I had that quote when I started watching this series. The conclusion starts with Nanaki trying to break into Luvia's mansion, and she challenges the two of them to a fight. Luvia recalls that she ran into the dojo sensei at the festival, and that he was drunk and getting pretty rowdy.
So I crushed him with a ladylike suplex move.
I got nothing. That was actually pretty freaking funny. Undeterred, Nanaki prepares to fight. But Rin and Luvia don't want to fight, so Nanaki never gets a chance to use her new techniques because she has to be attacked first. They then reveal that they're just on their way to visit Nanaki's sister to apologize for hurting her. They arrive and find Shiro giving her a wipe down. And they decide to beat her up instead, and we get some Shiro abuse. Damn it, Kaleid Liner, you had a good short and you just had to ruin it by throwing Shiro abuse in at the very end. There was no reason for that! It was good! Just let it be good! Come on, man, it's not that hard. And after all that, Tatsuko doesn't want to fight anymore and has apparently reached enlightenment. Okay, last one. Let's do this. This short focuses on Bazette. She wakes up in a hotel, and when she tries to check out, her credit card is declined. She finds the hotel has a letter from Luvia demanding 2 million yen to repair her mansion after the fight at the end of Tuvai. Okay, this actually does sound hilarious. Someone as serious as Bazette being forced to pay off a debt to one of her enemies after the fight at the end of Season 2, and during Season 3 all she was doing was working part-time jobs, so this kind of tells us how she got there and what all is going on. So this actually could be pretty funny. But then we cut to the two creepy yaoi-obsessed chicks. Suzuka is modeling a dress to help her sister with her manga drawing, but her sister isn't happy because apparently Suzuka isn't sexy enough. So she heads out to find a maid to inspire her creativity.
Welcome, Master!
She then happens upon Bazette working at a maid cafe, and Bazette drags her inside. This whole sketch is hilarious because Bazette is anything but maid-like, being overly serious and speaking so monotone, plus the epic music playing in the background just makes it completely out of place. And the fact that this is all happening to the show's second most despicable character makes it even better.
If you move, there's a chance that I will miss and accidentally shatter your skull.
Please do. That will make the entire series worth it. Or that would at least make Season 3 worth watching. So Bazette gets fired, but then she finds a flyer for the job of selling popsicles at the beach. Tatsuko's dad shows up, and they have the best job interview ever.
Service industry experience.
None whatsoever.
Why do you want to work here?
Classified information.
Your address.
Undetermined.
Your work history.
I cannot disclose that.
I can't hire you with no information. Look
My
elsewhere.
strength is
Huh?
punching people.
She's hard!
Okay, I take back what I said earlier. This is the best short in the entire series. I want to see Bazette and Saber working in the same maid cafe if they ever decide to do like a Carnival Phantasm Season 4 or something.
Season 4! Season 4!
Hey, wait, that's the last one. Okay, Rio, untie me now.
Nah.
What?
You're still not done.
What?!
There were more shorts. They just weren't included in the DVD box set. But I managed to find some for you. You have fun. I'm gonna go get lunch.
This wasn't part of the deal!
I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further.
Just because you quote Darth Vader, that doesn't make you a badass! Okay, like Rio said, the next few OVAs weren't included in the English box set, and these I haven't been able to find dubbed, so we're going sub only. The first 3 of them are from Season 1, chronologically speaking. We open up with Liz on the couch, munching on some snacks and watching TV. Somehow, Illya is on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but Ruby is the host. This is just a recipe for disaster. Ruby's question is trying to get Illya to admit that she's crushing on Shiro. Nothing we're not used to, but still enough to make us hate her even more. She uses the 50-50 lifeline, and then the phone a friend, and then... Oh hey look, it's my reaction to the Prisma Codes event from Fate Grand Order. Illya answers number 3, but Ruby insists that it's Shiro, and that means that Illya loses the game. Liz then turns off the TV and goes to make some ramen. A wasted short. A whole lot of unfunny, and just more reason to hate Ruby, as if we needed any more reason. Our next short has Sella freaking out that she gained just a little bit of weight. And now I'm starting to hate Sella almost as much as I hate Suzuka's big sister. So Sella decides to go on a diet and takes the whole family with her. She begins with a strict workout routine, and her efforts don't go unrewarded, but she ends up exhausting herself and passes out. Illya expresses concerns for Sella's health and says that she also misses the food that Sella used to cook. Sella agrees to cancel the diet, and Shiro cooks dinner for them. A very nice gesture. Sella then notices that Shiro often cooks the same food because he recently got a new wok, and as a result, Sella blames Shiro for her gaining weight and then smashes his face in with the wok, and there's a big blood spray. Okay, that's it. Sella, you're now scum. Take Ruby, both of you go die in a fire somewhere. The next OVA starts with Irie, Sella, and Liz playing what looks like the game of life, but it turns out that Irie added a few new rules. Apparently, she turned it into a game to where players lose clothes as penalties. Hey, the creators Kaleid line. Come here for a minute. Come here. Take your own freaking advice! So, Irie threatens to kill Sella if she doesn't strip. Oh, so that's where Illya gets it from. So, we get a montage of Irie stealing clothes from her 2 maids. Liz is rather indifferent, but Sella is humiliated. Because you're a horrible person who keeps abusing your master's son. Okay, you can have a new frying pan, but only if Shiro gets to bash your skull in with it. So Irie wins, and the 2 of them have to dress in skipping maid outfits and greet Shiro when he comes home. They offer him dinner, or bath, or Sella? And now I hate this world's version of Irie too. Great job, Kaleid Liner. You made me hate one of the most precious characters in all of Fate. The only thing these shorts are doing are making me realize just how awful the main cast of characters is. The only ones that I don't hate so far are Sapphire, Miyu, Shiro, Bazette, and August. Okay, last one. This is an episode-length OVA, and it's a Hot Springs episode. Didn't we already have the obligatory bathhouse and beach episodes? Do we really need another? Sella, Liz, Kuro, Illya, Miyu, and Shiro arrive at their hotel, and it turns out that Rin and Luvia are visiting the same resort. The 2 of them feel the need to clarify that they're not here for pleasure and they're actually here on a mission. And of course they start acting all bashful when Shiro walks in the room. Luvia starts fantasizing about what might possibly happen just because she and Shiro are in the same hotel. So the Ironburn family plus Miyu start having their own bath, and Liz makes a comment about Sella's boobs, which we already got during the previous bath episode. Shiro goes to use the indoor bath, and Creepy Butler is still creepy. Shiro tries to use the showers instead and finds August waiting for him here too. And he's preparing a towel to undoubtedly give him another session of uncomfortable back scrubbing. And Shiro runs away. Sella and Liz get out of the bath first, leaving the younger girls alone. They then realize that Kuro's missing. Shiro's enjoying a bath by himself, and it turns out that Kuro's in the same bath, creeping on him. Incestual crushes are not funny! Shiro tries to get Kuro to leave, but she won't, and she decides to tackle him instead. And then Ruby dive bombs Shiro. Okay, at least this time they were aiming for Kuro. It's okay, Illya, you keep it up. I've got something special planned for you later. Kuro then says that she's running low on mana, and when Illya tries to help, she grabs Illya and forcefully takes the mana from her, leaving Illya very weak. And then the motions they do are basically them having sex, with the making out being very graphic, and Kuro practically humping Illya.
That's not something an elementary school girl should be doing.
Miyu pulls Kuro off of Illya and offers herself to Kuro. However, Kuro merely gives her a peck on the lips, but does nothing more. Both Kuro and Illya pass out. It turns out that this hot spring has what they call high mana conductivity. It turns out this is what's drained Kuro's mana, which is why she was so weakened. They say they shouldn't let Kuro go back in the water, and she's upset by this since they're supposed to be on vacation. Can I get a little more divine punishment for this entire freaking show? They play ping pong, and Kuro promises a special prize to Miyu if she wins, prompting her to call upon Sapphire's powers to win the match, but we're never told what the prize actually is, only that it's something that belongs to Illya. They spend the rest of the day just out and about, playing some festival games, and then Grilka makes a small cameo, and then they see, like the rest of this freaking show! So they go back to the hotel, and they have dinner, and Kuro reflects on how she's different from everybody else. You could have helped it if you just wished to be a normal human back during that Holy Grail Deus Ex Machina stuff in Season 2. All three of the girls list things they can and can't do, and it's just some simple bonding. They decide to go flying, and they find Rin and Luvia out and about on their mission, and Rin doesn't want to use any for gems. So to help them out, Illya, Miyu, and Kuro all shoot into the chasm, and that causes a big flood. It turns out their mission was to fix the magical abnormalities which was causing the water to drain Kuro's mana, but it doesn't drain her mana anymore, so they all decide to have a bath. Shiro happens upon this hot spring while he's on his evening run, and he just happens to see all of them, and then he runs away, but then he finds himself at another hot spring, and guess who's there waiting for him? Okay, the return of August was kind of funny, but the rest of this OVA was nothing but pedo fan service. It's disgusting and it's horrible. Just when I think Kaleid later cannot possibly get worse, it somehow manages to exceed my expectations. This episode was even worse than that one episode 2 by Herz when we focused on the yaoi-obsessed chicks. And this wasn't even all the shorts. These are just the ones that I could find subbed. I have a compiled list of all the OVAs, and I'm only missing a few. But given the titles of each one and some of the screenshots I found, I don't think I'm missing much, and I don't want to watch any more of this. I tried being nice back during my 2 by Herz review, saying that there might have been more to this, and that I just might not be seeing some hidden good in the series, but now I'm convinced that this whole series is just awful. This series is disgusting, and it's a giant waste of time, and it's not only a god-awful adaptation of a great franchise, but it's also just a horrible anime in general. And no, despite the few saving graces it has, that's not enough for me to say that it's good. If good fight scenes were all it takes to make a series qualify as good, then everybody would love The Phantom Menace and The Last Jedi. And what I think is the worst crime that this series commits is that they understand comedy because they gave us shorts like the one where Nanaki's trying to get revenge and Bazette having to work those jobs. They know how comedy's supposed to work, and yet they still just keep screwing it up and giving us all this garbage when they could do well. The fact that they clearly know how to write comedy but choose not to just makes it even worse. I'm done with Fake Kaleid Liner and I'm not watching it again. I don't care how different 3 Rai and the movie might be, I just want to wash my hands off this filth!
FBI, we've received a call.
FBI? So that means that they have to keep the lowly Yuri element in it. Great job, I guess. Yeah, great job. Now if you'll excuse me for a moment. Hello, FBI? That was 2 reviews ago!
Well, we've been busy keeping the pedos off of Tumblr. What can I help you with?
Well, there's this really awful Fate series, and you need to arrest everyone who's on the development team.
You do realize that Japan falls outside of our jurisdiction, correct?
So close.
But let's talk about you for a second.
Me? What about me?
You knew the series had deplorable content, yet you kept watching.
Well, yeah, because I'm doing a review series. I can't review something I haven't watched all the way down.
And you still haven't seen Season 4.
Because I didn't want to watch Season 4 after how bad Season 3 was?
But you still watched the OVA that had lollies kissing, among other infractions.
Well, yes, but,
I'm bringing him in. You have the right to remain silent. Anything
hey,
you say
wait,
can't
hey,
be
help!
used against the court.
This isn't fair!
You have the right to the
Rio, help me! Help!